to sustained overruled. All right. We have some. Is it really? I guess we do have catching up to do, but I see that court is in recess, so it doesn't really matter. In any event, so today I finished up the cross examination of Wally. Eat on chew on the other side, Zeta. I finished up cross examination of Wally. Watched Redirect by Takapina. I'm gonna say this. What's up, Benji? Here's what I have to say. As far as cross examination, I cannot stand Mr. Lewin, but Mr. Lewin did a phenomenal job. Mr. Lewin, again, he's very irritating. He's annoying. He's whiny. That's a whiny man. But he did a phenomenal job. I understand. I'm a bit puzzled. I'm puzzled by defense decision to I completely get it. Okay. Defense they wanted to paint Raleigh as a liar. I get that. Okay. I think Raleigh contradicted himself enough to the point where, from my perspective, it was not necessary to get Wally on the stand. Again, Wally, to me, I said it yesterday, Wally has a credibility issue, okay? It is very clear. Even before they asked him about who paid for his flights on the live, it was clear to me that he was going to testify not just in favor of ASAP Rocky, but it did not make sense that a busy business person would leave Paris, France, to come and testify in a trial in Los Angeles, considering that he was not subpoenaed and he's not really crucial to the case. My biggest problem with defense getting Wally on the stand, sure enough, they have, a few clips here and there of, Raleigh saying that he was going to sue ASAP Rocky. But I think the biggest problem that defense created, which they should not have created, is having or allowing the prosecution. I mean, they had no choice at that point. But when the prosecution cross-examined Wally, when they introduced the entirety of the audio recordings into evidence, that was problematic because it pretty much bolstered what's his name again? It bolstered Raleigh's testimony. So to me, that was the biggest problem. I don't know why the defense felt the need to introduce or bring Wally. And in any event, I remember probably a day or two ago, I pretty much I asked everybody if it was a possibility that, mutual friends were behind the scenes pulling strings. And that's pretty much what Wally's testimony confirmed. Wally was mediator, okay, one-sided mediator. He got on the stand, said he was a mediator, and at least 10 times or over 10 times, he told Raleigh to pretty much, get money from Rocky to put this whole thing behind him, or he was advising him to get money. I don't know what kind of mediator that is, but it confirmed what I was thinking all along. So my instincts are still working. Okay. So as far as cross-examination of Wally, we're going to give Mr. Lewin an 8. Okay. So far they're even. I'm not giving anybody a 9 or a 10. So far we're going to give Mr. Lewin an 8. That was good cross-examination. Recross, unnecessary. Again, the man is very argumentative, so I see why he wanted to get up there. And then redirect did not do anything for me, so I'm just not going to grade it. Today's proceedings begin with an officer on the stand. I'm not going to go over his testimony. I do not think that his testimony was that crucial. But let's get into, there's a second officer, okay? This is one of the officers that responded to the scene. I did not watch the entirety of his testimony. I left off when he was telling Mr. P. I believe he was describing the firearm, something along those lines. Okay, so that's where. Oh, and the second chair on Rocky's team, he got up there. I thought he did an excellent. No, let me not say excellent. That's exaggeration. But he did have classic cross examination of the first officer, which I like. I always like. I like classic cross examination. Yes, no responses. The cross examination was not necessarily damaging. So hopefully we get to see him again, and then we can actually grade him. But I liked his presentation. He's not as cocky as Dakapina, so he is pretty much easy to listen to. But let's get into this though. I don't know, Benji, everybody else that's here. Let me know if you've listened to this officer's testimony or not, because if you have not, we can start from the beginning. We might have to skip a little bit. I don't know what they're doing.
Which would be right where this intersection is on the bottom end of the page. So northbound view of the camera looking south.
Okay. And when you were pointing out where the camera was, you were kind of pointing.
What's up, Cali girl?
Kind of to the roof area underneath where that parking lot driveway is, correct?
That's correct.
And I think you were specifically closer to where, I think it says restricted entry.
Yes, roughly there.
Okay.
I don't know if Benji can see the chat or not, but Benji Cali says hi. Where are you? All right, let's do this.
After you observed the video at that location, were you able to obtain a copy of it?
Yes, after canvassing the area, we were able to get copies of different videos from different areas, at different times. But yes, we did end up getting a copy of video from this specific camera.
In order to get that specific video, was there anything that you had to do?
Yes.
What was that?
There was a search warrant authored to get copies of video from specifically this camera and the adjoining camera on the El Centro side of the loading dock.
Okay. So what you're talking about is the number 1 and the number 4 on People's 33?
Correct.
Okay. I want to stay with the parking lot first, though. I'm going to pull up the video footage from that location.
I still have medical records to get through, so.
Now, on People's Exhibit 15 here, there's 2 files in a folder labeled 6200 Hollywood Boulevard, WNPM. And I'm specifically pulling up the one that says commercial parking entrance. Now, one second. It's really hard to read. Where I have it paused right now is at 9 minutes and 42 seconds in this video. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
The entire amount of video that you collected from there, was it 1 hour?
If Brooklyn's in here, I have a question for you, Brooklyn.
Yes.
And was there a specific time that you started that specific time from when the video started that you collected?
I believe we were looking at roughly around the time of the incident,
Would it have been around 10 o'clock?
around roughly 10 o'clock.
Okay. And the video that we're seeing here, would this be the raw video footage that you received from that location?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna just play it forward a few seconds.
I'm waiting for them to get into the meet. I guess they are in it. I'm working on here.
Back it up just a little bit. Too far.
What is Tacopina saying in the background?
Okay. Detective, can you read the time that it's paused there at?
Yes, it shows 10:15. 10 minutes, 15 seconds.
Okay. Mark my next exhibit, Your Honor. 34.
Yes.
It's a one-page document that has 3 still images from this parking lot video. They're individually labeled.
This is where I left
A, B,
off.
on the page.
I left off then and, left the office. So that's where I paused. When they bring up the 3 images. All right, this is where I left off. Hey, Allie.
I don't know why it's coming out in green, but.
I need to submit it. Yeah, this is where I left off.
It's a kind of an odd color up there, detective, but do you recognize where those 3 still images are captured from?
Yes,
And what would that be?
that's from the camera that was recovered at the parking structure.
Now, would you tell the jurors just a little bit about your background, training, and experience when it comes to firearms?
Well, I wouldn't consider myself an expert, but I carried a firearm as long as I've been a police officer.
Is he saying he would or he wouldn't?
Well, I wouldn't consider myself an expert, but
I don't know about that. I don't know that somebody's an expert just because they carry a firearm. That's like me carrying myself out to be an expert of the law of evidence or criminal procedure just because I'm an attorney, or even a medical doctor carrying themselves out to be an expert by virtue of being, I think more goes into. Anyways, let's move on.
I carried a firearm as long as I've been.
You guys catch my drift. There's a lot more. I mean, he definitely is definitely more knowledgeable than I am when it comes to firearms, but I have problems with him considering himself an expert.
Officer prior to, I attending training days, qualified, their marksmanship, safety skills with firearms.
What's
So I have
up, Jason?
Understanding through my job and through some extracurricular training days.
Now, in the course of your 29 years of experience, have you had an opportunity to use both semi-automatic pistols and
I wonder what cross is
revolvers?
going to be like.
Yes, I carry both.
Are you generally familiar with the difference between those two types of firearms?
Yes.
And could
Wait,
you describe that?
Difference between
Yes,
what? Sorry, folks. I'm juggling medical records on this side. Okay, so between a pistol and revolver. Got it.
Revolvers?
Yes, I carry both.
Are you generally familiar with the difference between those two types of firearms?
Yes.
And could you describe that for the jury?
Yes, a revolver is kind of the older technology for firearm, original firearm.
Mr. P asked the first witness the same question.
Gun is manually loaded with the ammunition, and after you fire, you have to manually unload it. There's a lot more handling of the weapon. When you shoot it, it doesn't reject casings like a semi-automatic handgun. So it's also generally a lower capacity weapon, meaning most revolvers are limited to 5 or 6 rounds capacity. A semi-automatic is more of a modern era weapon. It's a magazine or cartridge fed weapon, which can hold a large capacity of rounds. Anything from small semi-automatic can hold 5, 6 rounds up to 17, 18 rounds, depending on the size of the semi-automatic handgun. When you fire that gun, the difference is casings eject. Anytime you fire it, the casing will eject from the handgun to clear the way for the next round. Versus a revolver, when it fires, the wheel just spins to the next available chamber. So
A big difference in what you can see in the two guns is that wheel that you're describing on the revolver, right?
yes, the revolver's fairly distinct.
And when you watch this video or even observing the still images on the screen up there, based upon your background, training, and experience in law enforcement and handling both semi-automatics and revolvers, what is your opinion with regard to what type of gun that is, specifically between a revolver or a semi-automatic pistol?
No doubt, semi-automatic.
That man said, no doubt. Again, absolutes. Yeah, I'm looking forward to cross-examination as far as the starter pistol is concerned. This is the second time that the prosecutor has asked an officer the same question. This leads me to believe that this so-called starter pistol, they're claiming to be a revolver. Otherwise, this line of questioning does not make sense.
Move on to the next location. So equals 33, and focus in on location number 2. I believe you already said in your testimony that that location was 1616 Vista Del Mar Avenue, correct?
Correct.
And you said it was a private building, privately owned building, correct?
That was my understanding, yes.
Okay. When you observed video from that location, were there a number of cameras attached to the location?
Yes.
Now, I have People's 33 up here, which I think will make it easier for you to explain, but if you would, could you explain generally how those cameras were, what direction those cameras were facing that were attached to that one building?
Yes. Well, basically, if you're looking at the green cones, they represent a camera that was facing in that specific direction. So the property kind of sits on the corner of the bend that goes from Vista Del Mar northbound to Vista Del Mar eastbound. So the cameras face roughly are placed around the building, face the different angles outwards towards the street.
Okay, so the bottommost one on the building label number 2, that one, that would have been facing towards the intersection of Vista Del Mar and Selma, correct?
Correct.
And that's the grainy surveillance video that we watched a number of times, correct?
Correct.
The very next one to the left of that, it looks like it's facing towards, yes, that one, the 6200 Hollywood building. What area would that have captured?
Roughly as the street begins to turn, that's roughly the front of the building. Would roughly cover kind of the pedestrian entrance to the building.
Okay. And then going up to the northmost part of the building, there's 2 additional cameras there, correct?
Correct.
Do those cameras kind of overlap in their coverage?
Yes, roughly they do.
All right. Go back to People's 15, the car drive. There's a separate folder labeled 1616 Vista Del Mar. Detective, you see there's 2 files in that folder, correct?
Correct.
They both start with the word magic.
Yes.
Okay. The first one ends in the number 3000. I'm going to open up that file.
So don't get distracted. Hold on, I'm getting distracted. Let me go back.
And I'm going to make this bigger. Now, do you recognize what you see here?
Yes.
Can you describe this at all for this visitor?
Now, what's this?
Yes. Roughly, this is camera number 1 on would be the south side of the building at 1616.
Hold on one second. So before you number the cameras, they're actually labeled in the top left-hand corner, correct?
Correct.
So that the top leftmost corner would be camera 1, and there's no image display, correct?
Correct.
And then camera number 2 is the next one over in the top left, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I'm going to skip forward. Is this how the video came to you when you first viewed it?
Yes.
I'm going to jump over here. It's going to be hard for me to see it there, so I'm going to pull it over and then I'll bring it back to you. So right now I have it paused at 22:16:55. Okay, so from we have it paused here. There's 4 cameras that are displayed, correct?
Correct.
And with each one of these represent cameras that we just talked about in that exhibit, People's 33.
Yes.
And if you double click on the cameras, it makes them individual screens, correct?
Yes.
All right. This would be that one that faces towards Vista Del Mar and Selma.
Correct.
And go back out. Camera 3 would be that next camera to the left, which covers, you said, the front entrance of the building, correct?
Correct.
I'm going to jump over to camera, is that 5? I believe it's 5.
Correct.
All right, that area that we see in the top left of this camera, is that curve on Vista Del Mar that you were talking about?
Yes, that camera will be facing roughly west and south.
Towards the curve.
Correct.
And then the last one, camera 4. Which direction would that camera be facing?
That will be facing eastbound towards Fun Central.
Got it. Okay. And if we if you play these videos on this player, would you agree that the 4 cameras that are displayed there play simultaneously?
Yes,
So they're each playing what they captured that moment, correct?
correct.
I'm going to start with camera 2, and we'll play it.
Dan nosy. All right.
And we'll pause it. You could read the time at the bottom and switch screens, but the timestamp at the bottom left here.
It's 22/17/25.
Okay. All right, I'm going to jump over to camera 3, and I'll play at this portion. And pause it. The time.
22/17/29.
And so would that have shown the same person that we saw running away in camera 2 as they're crossing around the building?
Yes, it's in sequence.
Okay. We'll jump over to number 5 that faces the
Who's
building.
that person?
And so would that have shown the same person that we saw running away in camera 2 as they're crossing around the building?
Yes, it's in sequence.
Okay. We'll jump over to number 5 that faces the curve. Might have passed already, but I'll keep playing it from here. Is it moving?
It's not playing.
It's not. Okay. Now, would that be the same person that we saw in the last 2 cameras as well?
Yes,
Okay, and I'll jump to camera number 4. Is that individual now towards the top of the screen here?
yes,
And pausing it, can you give us the time?
22/17/40.
Would that be when the man in the black sweatshirt beats up the person who's wearing the red jacket?
Yes,
We go back in time a little bit. So that, you would agree that the sequence that we just played was sort of following the man in the black sweatshirt, correct?
correct.
All right. Go back. I'm going to ask you to follow the other individuals. Before I hit play, would you give us the timestamp again?
22/16/57.
All right. So we've gone back in time now. Would you agree?
Yes,
And I will hit play from here.
Cameraman, zoom in. Yeah, I need this cameraman to zoom in. Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna go back because obviously this is ASAP Rocky, okay? This appears to be 12V or whatever his name is. This individual, I presume, is I just want to go back in time because I want to see how this whole thing goes down. There's a lot of movement. Hold on. Let's enlarge that.
Before I hit play, would you give us the timestamp again?
22/16/57.
All right. So we've gone back in time now. Would you agree?
Yes,
And I will hit play from here.
Okay, who is this? I think this is Rocky. No, I don't know. I've lost. Yeah, I think that.
So after the man in the black sweatshirt runs away, what does the man in the red jacket do?
He pauses initially, then he follows the man in the black sweatshirt.
And the other two individuals, you see one of them walking in the same direction that those man in the black and man in the red jacket went?
Yes.
Okay. Is he walking towards what would be El Centro?
Yes, he's walking northbound Vista Del Mar, which turns to El Centro.
Then we go to camera 3. He's wearing a blue jacket, fair to say?
Yes.
Now to camera 5.
I'm just thinking. You guys know I'm always thinking. I think during cross-examination, there is a cross-examination of ills and mostly ills, because the defense is arguing that Relly was attacking ills, okay? Apart from the injuries, the prosecution might ask him about whether he has actually, filed a complaint regarding the so-called injuries that he sustained. That's a good avenue. That will be. I think they're going to ask him about that.
And then last thing, camera 4. Would you agree he walks up Vista Del Mar, makes that turn, and then walks towards El Centro?
Correct.
Okay. Do you recall the time, the amount of video that you collected from that location, the time specifically?
I do not. I believe there's two clips, different portions for 1616. This is Del Mar.
1 second then. Okay, Your Honor, we have written stipulations that will be entered. Do you want me to mark them as?
Yes.
entered? Okay.
Yes.
So let's mark them as 35.
Sure. You get a little short address with a stipulation.
I think I already did that.
What?
Good.
Yeah, I've already did it.
Okay.
It's an agreement, it's just an agreement between both sides regarding a fact.
And your brother would be that stipulation would mean that once it's entered, that fact is proven.
Beyond reasonable doubt.
Look at Mr. Lewis. The man is annoying, but he does serve a specific purpose. Very annoying man. A little whiny, but he serves a specific purpose.
Okay. I'm gonna put it up and I'll read it into the record. I'm gonna start with stipulation number 1. The parties stipulate as follows. Stipulation number 1, surveillance video from 1616 Vista Del Mar Avenue. On November 9th, 2021, Detective Frank Flores and Carlos Camacho of the Los Angeles Police Department, LAPD, downloaded surveillance video from the privately owned business at 1616 Vista Del Mar Avenue in Hollywood. The video was originally recorded between 10:10 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. and 11 p.m. to 11:20 p.m. on November 6, 2021. The surveillance video contained in People's Exhibit 15 is a true and correct copy of that video. The system video date and timestamp are accurate to actual time. So, Detective, you were saying to collect video between two different times, correct?
Correct.
So from 10:10 to 10:30, that would be a portion of which was just played as we went through the video, correct?
Yes.
Then the next portion that you collected started a half an hour later.
Correct.
So did you personally watch any of the video between 10:30 p.m. and 11 p.m.?
I believe we screened it through that time period when we were present.
And what did that?
Stop,
portion
Brooklyn.
collect?
Hey, Brooklyn, I have questions for you. I want to know because I finished watching Wally Sajimi's Cross and the redirect. I want to know what your thoughts are.
After, if you recall.
From my recollection, it didn't capture anything that we saw pertinent to the case.
Would it have captured the police, the patrol officer's response?
Yes, it would.
Okay. Did you collect the video between 10:30 p.m. to 11 p.m.?
I'm sorry?
Did you collect that video though from 10:30 to 11 p.m.?
No.
And why did you collect that video?
Again, we were focused on the time periods where the victim had indicated the incident occurred and he had returned.
So you were mainly focused on collecting video of the actual shooting incident, correct?
Correct.
Now, we heard.
Okay, well, Jerome, it turns out we might actually not be seeing, the rest of the footage.
Heard through the stipulation, and I believe through your testimony, that you also collected video from 11 to 11:20, correct?
That's correct.
So why is it that you collected video from that portion of the video?
Again, there was indication that the victim said he had returned to recover evidence from the scene, so that's what we were trying to verify.
Had you spoken to Mr. Efron at that point?
Yes, I believe we had spoken to Mr. Efron before we went out to Kansas initially.
And he told you that he went back to collect it, correct?
Correct.
When he told you he went back to collect it, when did he tell you he went back?
He said roughly within an hour.
Prosecution's gonna need some, I don't know, crime scene technician. They're gonna need somebody. They're gonna need somebody to testify about the uncordoned crime scene.
Okay, so let me go to that second video. So it's from the same system, correct?
Correct.
All right. Let's see. Go down to the second one. I know we're getting close to noon, Your Honor, if I could just cover this one topic and then we can break. Shoot up. Okay. I have this second video paused at 23:09:44. Which would be 11:09:44 p.m., correct?
Correct.
All right. And there's only video collected from camera 2 at this portion, correct?
Correct.
I will play it forward from here.
What's this? I need the cameraman to move to zoom in.
You see an individual with kind of a light colored top and a dark colored bottom.
I'm looking at the
and
wrong
with,
spot.
You see an individual with kind of a light colored top and a dark colored bottom or pants walking around that area?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Yeah, that cursor on there.
Oh, so this is the parking lot. I thought this was a gas station or something. I don't know why I thought that was a gas station. All right, here. So my thought is, if I remember correctly, this is not Rally. So this makes me believe it's some other ASAP person. I wonder how prosecution's going to tie that up in closing. And what time was this? Did this officer give a timestamp or no?
I'm gonna pause it. A few questions for you. Can you read us the timestamp so we know what to play?
That's roughly 23/11/39.
23:11. Okay.
Okay. Did you hear Mr. Efron's testimony in this case that he took a photograph just before he collected the cartridge casing, and the photograph was timestamped at 11:45 p.m.?
Yes, I did.
Did you have that precise time or piece of information about Mr. Efron returning to the scene when you collected this video?
No, not the exact time. Roughly, we had an hour.
And you have just a rough estimate for Mr. Efron, correct?
That's correct.
Not a precise.
We have to take a break now.
I have two questions.
Dang, Judge.
On this, if I have to finish, sorry, Your Honor. Did Mr. Efron tell you that when he returned to the scene to collect those cartridge casings that he was also with his girlfriend, or essentially with another person?
Yeah, that leads me to believe. That that's somebody from the other camp. Okay, so Brooklyn says, I'm sorry. I think Wally didn't help either side and was not necessary. Lewin had some kind of a mental breakdown during cross-examination. I too believe that Wally was not necessary, but he definitely helped the prosecution. What I mean by that is by bringing in the entirety of the audio recordings, they pretty much paint a consistent story that Raleigh was telling. I personally, as defense, if I was defense on this case, I would not have put Wally on there because I would not want the actual audio recordings in evidence. And then Lewin, I'm glad that this is not Lewin against Takapina the entire time, because I do not know. I just do not know that I'd be able to focus. I probably would have given up on this trial and moved on to something else.
Yes, another person had gone along with it.
In the portion
Person did
of
what?
his girlfriend, or essentially with another person.
Yes, another person had gone along with it.
In the portion of the video that you just watched, did you see another person with that individual in the light top?
No.
Yeah, that is somebody else from the other camp. That's personally my opinion. That is my conclusion. That makes sense.
Is the person in that portion of the video wearing clothing which was consistent with the clothing that Mr. Efron was wearing?
What's up, Fever? So Fever is saying he plays the audio of Rally SO. Yeah, he helped a little bit. Yeah, I don't know, he helped a little bit, but the entirety of the audio is problematic for it is problematic for the defense. It's problematic for the defense.
Wearing at the time of the shooting.
No.
Fever, are you having a good day? What's going on?
As you sit here right now, Do you believe that still believe that the person depicted in that video is Mr. Efron?
Objection, Your Honor.
Well, when
Speculation. It calls for speculation.
when you collected that video,
It does call for speculation, but again, I think now that I'm looking at this, I think that's somebody from the other camp.
did you initially believe that that was Mr. Efron?
Yes, we did.
Do you still believe that today?
Objection, Your Honor. His opinion as to whether it is or isn't certified is.
No speaking objections.
Sorry, but give me a reason.
I don't know. The judge is exhausted, or something's going on with the judge. Again, apparently, Lewitt has appeared before him for 31 years, so he probably has he's had it. Okay, so is the judge thinking, what is he gonna do? What is he gonna do?
Ask the question again.
Yes. You said when you collected the video, you thought that was Mr. Efron. The question is, as you sit here now,
It's
having
a
more
fair
information,
question.
do you still believe that?
I do.
That is a big one.
Then we can at least say, the objection sustained. Yes,
And to answer you strictly, please.
I did. Yes, the answer's strict. We'll break till 1:30, folks.
Mr. P, what you should have done is gone on break when the judge said to go on break, and then you could have, picked up after the fact, because the judge he's ready to go.
Please be outside courtroom doors and
And what was the judge telling the jurors at the very beginning of the proceedings? I kind of tuned in late, but he was telling them something. All right, so fever is blessed, cannot complain. I see he changed it. It's not KNT anymore. Now it's CNT. So he's enjoying his day off. That's great.
that's the case and no internet. No.
We'll put on the record before we come to bring it back.
Yeah.
Wait, they never returned? What on earth? What? That cannot be right. Is that right? That cannot be right. What, they still on break? What on earth? Or maybe, I don't know, what time is it in California? California time. Oh, it's 1:19. Okay, I guess that's fair. So we might as well go back to the first witness that testified today. Let's just listen from the beginning. I don't know, their breaks always seem much longer.
On the wall. I mean, the things I've seen, I don't know how they could get more false.
Wait, he saw what?
I mean, the things I've seen, I don't know how they could get more false. I'd admonish you, don't look at anything on the internet or read anything about this case.
Wait, did somebody view? I don't know, Brooklyn, come in here. Did somebody view something they were not supposed to view? What is the judge talking about?
And one of the reasons is because you can't rely on what you're reading. So
What?
okay, your decision in this case.
Okay, what's going on? Okay, so somebody must have been on social media or something. All right, get back to this. All right, 20 minutes.
Raise your right hand.
Yeah.
Thank you. You solemnly state that the testimony you may give in the cause of nothing before this court shall be the truth, and the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yeah, Steve, but that makes me wonder if there was somebody out there looking at things they're not supposed to be looking at.
Can you please take a seat in the witness stand? You can adjust the microphone there and state and spell your name.
Kirk Anderson, KIRKANDERSON.
I forgot to mention this to you. The clock on the wall is getting worse. Yesterday, it was like 4 minutes off. Now it's about 7 minutes off. So we're not going by that clock. I got gotta
That
wristwatch
is
the
sounding a lot.
and I have 10 minutes before.
About 5 more.
What?
Only about 5.
Yeah, that sounds like it.
It's still, it's misleading.
All right,
We're gonna go by, and I'm sure all your watches, synchronize our watches. 10 minutes to 11. All right, go ahead.
Thank you. Sir, would you start by telling the jury who you work for
I work for Los Angeles Police Department,
and how long have you been a police officer for?
a little over 9 years.
Which station were you working at in November
Okay, when they go live, we're gonna go live too. This is just it's a filler.
2021?
Hollywood Police Station.
And on November 8th, 2021 specifically, were you working that day?
Yes,
What was your assignment that day at Hollywood Police Station?
I was working the front desk.
What does that mean when you say working the front desk?
It's a patrol assignment to the desk where people come in and you take reports and help citizens out.
Would that literally mean you're sitting at kind of the front desk in the lobby of the police station?
Correct.
And the people that you're talking about, you take reports from, would those be citizens that walk in off the street to report crimes to you at the desk?
Yes,
On November 8th, 2021, did you interview a man by the name of Terrell Efron?
yes, I did.
And how is it that you came to interview him that day?
He walked into the lobby of the police station.
When he came in, was he alone or was he with anyone else?
He said he was with a lawyer. There was a man in a suit that was with him.
What's a desk job?
It's
Fever?
not just that he told you he was a lawyer. You
Oh, do you mean desk? Are you saying desk job?
also saw this man wearing a suit.
Yes,
Okay. And if you can tell the jury broadly, what was it that Mr. Efron was there to report?
he said he was a victim of a shooting and that he was shot by this unknown celebrity by the name of A$AP Rocky.
In addition to tell you that the person who had shot him was A$AP Rocky, did he tell you that person's true or legal name?
Yes, he did.
And what was that name that he gave?
Raheem Mayers.
And everybody just calls him by his.
Did Mr. Efron tell you how it was that he knew Mr. Mayers?
He said they'd known each other for about 15 years, and he was part of a group called A$AP Mob.
Was
when
he
you say
alone?
He told you that. Was that Mr. Efron telling you that only Mr. Mayers was part of it, or that both of them were part of that group?
That both of them were part of it.
Before we get to actual shooting that Mr. Efron told you about, did Mr. Efron tell you about anything that happened just prior to the shooting between him and Mr. Mayers?
Efron said that he heard that A$AP Rocky was talking bad about him over the cell phone, and that was the day prior to the shooting.
Did Mr. Efron tell you that he specifically heard the defendant talking bad about him, or that he heard about the defendant talking bad about him?
He heard about the defendant talking about him.
So did he tell you that he heard words coming out of the defendant's mouth?
Objection to the leading
Fever is still in disbelief. Fever just cannot fathom that these folks, that had been friends for a significant amount of time, basically, would come. I don't know. I guess you're in disbelief that it ends this way. Probably ends this way for a lot of people.
Foundational.
Repeat.
Yeah, you are in disbelief.
I don't recall specifically.
Did you document it in your report?
I did.
Would it refresh your memory to look at your report?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, Your Honor. Almost bad habit. I'm gonna distract your attention. Does that refresh your memory to what Mr.
Fever, have you continued to maintain friends with your childhood friends or no?
Efron told you?
Yes.
And did he tell you that he specifically heard Mr. Mayers talking bad about him, or that he heard about Mr. Mayers talking bad about him?
He stated that he heard Mr. Mears was talking bad about him.
Okay. Did he give you any more information about how it was that he overheard that
I
information?
know that's crazy though. I'm still trying to figure out why Barry decided to, put the phone on speaker. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why he did that. I guess he wanted. He probably wanted. What's his name again? He wanted Raleigh to hear, but why would you do that to Rocky? I just don't understand. I don't understand the dynamic of these people's friendships. I don't get it.
He did not.
What did Mr. Efron tell you that he did after he heard Mr. Mayers talking bad about him?
He sent a
Brooklyn, I was about to say it's pretty rough out there, huh?
text message to a friend that he said ASAP Rocky was being fake.
And did Mr. Efron tell you that that friend was a mutual friend of theirs or just
Okay, we have
his own personal friend?
3 minutes. I think 3 minutes, and then they should be back. This court, you never know, but they should be back. They should be back in 3 minutes.
I believe it was a mutual friend.
Okay. Did Mr. Efron tell you where this encounter or incident first took place?
Yes, 6200 Hollywood Boulevard.
Are you at all familiar with 6200 Hollywood Boulevard?
I've driven by there. It's a major intersection area.
Is 6200 Hollywood Boulevard, is that a very large building in Hollywood?
Yes,
Takes up almost an entire city block, correct?
correct.
Did Mr. Efron narrow down for you where at that building their initial encounter took place?
They said it was at the driveway.
Any more detail about what the driveway either led into?
I believe it was a parking garage.
Okay. Did Mr. Efron tell you when that meeting at the parking lot took place in reference to when the phone call was that he overheard where Mr. Mayers was talking bad about him?
Yes, the following day on November 6th at 10 p.m. was when they met in the driveway.
So, if I understand what you're saying correctly, Mr. Efron said he overheard this phone call, then the very next day was when the driveway incident took place?
Yes,
All right. Did he give you any specific date, day, or time when that meeting at the parking lot took place?
yes, 10 p.m.
Do you remember the date?
November 6th.
And do you remember what day of the week that was?
I don't.
Would you have documented it in your report?
I don't believe the specific day is.
Okay. But November 6th of 2021?
Yes.
What did Mr. Efron tell you when he occurred, when he first got to that parking garage?
So when he got there, he saw ASAP Rocky, and he saw two mutual friends of his and ASAP Rocky. One he said his name was ASAP Ills, and the other one I believe goes by the name of 12B.
Did he tell you that those two men, Ills and 12B, were with Mr. Mayers?
Yes.
Okay, and then what was the next thing that he told you happened?
He said from about 5 to 10 feet away, ASAP Rocky pulled out a black handgun from his waistband and told him, "What's up now, pussy?"
Okay. What did he tell you happened immediately after that?
He then pointed the handgun at Efron and said, "I will kill you right now," approximately 2 to 3 times.
And then what did he tell you happened after that?
ASAP Ills and 12B tried to intervene and de-escalate the situation, and they all walked over together to the area of Selma and Vista Del Mar.
Did he tell you who, if anyone, was the first person to walk away?
They were in front of him when they were walking to that location.
When you say they, who are you talking about?
ASAP Rocky, ASAP Bills, and 12D.
All right. And what did Mr. Efron tell you he did after that first altercation at the parking garage?
Once they got to the area of Selma and Vista Del Mar, he said ASAP Rocky turned around and fired approximately 3 to 4 shots at Efron.
Okay. Before we get there, I want to go back to the parking garage really quickly. Did Mr. Efron tell you at any point that the defendant specifically pointed the handgun at him?
Yes.
He told you, or yes, that he did? What did he tell you with regard to that?
After he said, "What's up, pussy?" he pointed the handgun and he stated, "I will kill you right now." At Efron.
Wait, are they back? I'm sorry, I was not looking at the chat. Are they back or not? So Fiva says, got the phone numbers and Facebook and IG and they still chill. Okay, family and all. All right. Okay. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Yeah. Let's see. So Callie says at this point, I'm starting to think the other friends were causing a rift between Raleigh and Rocky. It's pretty clear. By that, it's clear from, what's his name? It's clear from Barry. It's clear from ASAP Barry. It's also clear from Sir Jimmy or whatever. I mean, Callie, I know that you actually did not watch. I don't think you've watched Sir Jimmy's testimony, but it's also clear from Sir Jimmy, the mediator. Brooklyn says, I've seen friends end, but not due to gunshots. I've never seen a gun in real life. Really? Oh, okay. Friendships end due to bad business deals or the spouses don't get along. Business for sure. Business for sure. For sure, business without a doubt. I mean, even some relatives cannot get along due to money. I don't know. Can somebody let me know when they're back live? My daughter has my phone, so I opened up another tab, but you know.
Okay. That was when you, okay, thank you. Where again did he tell you that the rounds were fired?
At the area of Selma and Vista Del Mar.
And how many shots did he tell you he believed were fired?
That's that.
Approximately 3 to 4.
Did he tell you whether he was struck by any of the gunfire?
Yes, he said he was struck in his left hand knuckles area.
When he walked into the police station, you had a chance to observe him, obviously, correct?
Yes.
Could you see any injury to his left hand knuckle area?
I did see an injury to his hand knuckles.
Okay. I'm going to show you what I previously marked as equals 17. You recognize what you see there?
Yes.
And does that appear?
And here's my thing, Callie. It's obvious that the friends were creating a rift between Rocky and Raleigh, but I think the whole friend group is just toxic. It sounds like they were creating rifts among each other.
You're consistent with the injuries that you saw to Mr. Efron?
It does.
All right, thanks, Viva. Why are they running behind?
And you said that was to which of his hands?
His left hand.
Okay. After the gunshots were fired, what did Mr. Efron tell you happened next?
He said he ran off one direction and ASAP Rocky and others ran off another direction.
Where did Mr. Efron tell you that he went?
Eventually he made his way back to his hotel, the Lowe's Hotel in Hollywood.
Yeah, they're trash for real.
Okay. What if anything, did he tell you did after you got to his hotel?
Yeah,
After he got to the hotel,
I
he
agree.
said approximately an hour later, he came back to the scene of Selma Vista Del Mar, and he says he collected 2 casings off the ground.
Did he tell you at all about documenting where he observed those 2 cartridge casings?
Yeah, he provided a photo of the casings on the street.
Did he actually show you a photo?
Yes.
Okay. You said Mr. Efron told you this happened on November 6th, but he was reporting it to you on November 8th, correct?
Yes.
Did you ask him specifically why he waited to the 2 days to report this to you?
He said he wanted to have a lawyer with him.
Right. Did you ask what state he was living in at the time you were talking to him?
I don't recall.
Let's see, are they back?
Direct you to the top.
Oh yeah, Brooklyn, and I heard about Jackie Johnson. I saw your email too.
Cover page of your report is that.
I mean, that goes in line with a testimony that I was surmising yesterday, where the DA from the adjacent county pretty much said, county or city or whatever it was, pretty much said that the officers had made up their minds and there was no obstruction. But again, even listening to that portion of the testimony, I don't know that that's sufficient to actually really know what transpired in the trial as a whole.
Refreshing your recollection.
Yes.
What state did he say he was living?
New York.
And did you ask him specifically why he was in Los Angeles at the time?
I don't recall.
Okay. You said that Mr. Efron, at the time he walked into the police station on November 8th, he had 2 fired cartridge cases, correct?
Yes, he did.
Can you describe that in more detail for the jury?
It was 2 steel casings. It said 9mm Luger on each of them.
How did he have it?
It was in a black plastic bag.
Okay. And did he physically give them to you?
He gave me the plastic bag and I took them out of the plastic bag.
What did you do with them after you received them?
It was booked as evidence, so I put them inside of an evidence envelope, and then I sealed it and wrote the information on the envelope.
When you say you booked it as evidence, what is that? Can you just describe for the jury what exactly that means?
So it gets sealed up. I write my name on the envelope. I write the contents inside of the envelope, and then it gets assigned a DR number, which is specific to this case, and then it goes inside of for at Hollywood Police Station, it goes inside of a closet where we store all the evidence.
Did you seal it before you stored it?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna mark my next exhibit, Your Honor, 32. If it can just be labeled as envelope and its contents.
Yes.
And I'm gonna write 32 on the front, in the bottom right-hand corner on this envelope. I'm gonna show you first the envelope and ask if you recognize what we see.
Back?
Yes.
And what is this?
This is the envelope for where I sealed the casings. That's the information I wrote on it.
Okay, and this would actually be the envelope you filled out that night, correct?
Correct.
It has your name on it, correct?
Yes.
And your badge for serial number?
Yes.
Okay. You said the date is on there, correct?
Correct.
and a description of the contents, correct?
Yes.
You also mentioned this number at the top right that's labeled DR number.
Yes.
Is that number that we see there 2106-18784?
It is.
Is that number unique within LAPD to this case specifically?
Yes. Specifically, just this case.
So there will be no other case in LAPD that also utilizes that?
Correct.
All right. Now, in addition to that number, the DR number that unique to this case, do you also assign a separate number to the items that you are receiving? Like an item number?
I don't understand.
Sure. When you book something into evidence, let's take more generally. In any case, would you agree with me that you or
I think they're back. Yeah, I think they're back. Let's get in. Let's see.
That the person in the video was relevant.
is your honor,
What's the offer proof?
my offer proof is they were going to explain their further investigative steps, why they collected the video they did.
Yeah, I just saw a comment in here saying that the defense case starts tomorrow. If that's the case, if that is the case, then I'm very concerned for the prosecution. If that is the case, I'm concerned because the way that I would have done this, again, I might be getting ahead of myself. Because we've not heard what Detective Flores had to say. But the way that I would have done this, if asked prosecution, I would have had a witness get on the stand to talk about, again, I'd have somebody to talk about, the area not being cordoned off, because it's good to make an argument, but juries are much more likely to listen to, somebody other than an attorney.
That was why I was.
So it's not offered to prove that the person in the video is relevant. It's being offered to prove his belief, to show why Detective Flores did what he did.
Yes.
Okay. I think that's fair.
However, the videos they collected before he came to the initial conclusion that it was.
Somebody said Taco's becoming hostile. Like,
So they didn't go collect the videos because he realized it wasn't relevant. The videos they collected were all collected from the outset, everyone. And after that, they collected were all collected from the outset, everyone. And after that, at the preliminary hearing, for example, he testified, yes, that's relevant. I believe that's relevant. Okay, somebody told me that's relevant. So what was just proper as an offer of proof, Your Honor, was that I should be able to ask him that.
I don't know. People are talking about Rocky taking the stand. That man better not take the stand. Listen, I want somebody to name a case where not a witness, where the defendant took the stand and succeeded. If there's a case, not many people have been able. I mean, I don't know. I'm thinking about recent cases. Anyways, let me get you guys know I'm getting amped up. Okay, let me calm down.
That question, let's explain their further investigative steps.
Let's see.
You should ask him one question. You should be able to ask him one question.
No. He just said.
That man is out here in pinstripe. Nobody wears pinstripe anymore, ASAP Rocky.
He asked him that question because they just said to you, they promised you that the reason they should ask him that question, should be able to ask him that question, is because of explaining their further investigative steps, i.e., go get the videos.
No, Amber Heard was completely bananas. And actually, now that we're talking about Amber Heard, ASAP Rocky is going to have to testify in the civil suit. So, yeah, Amber Heard was the dog. She kept talking about the dog and the bee and something else.
The videos got controlled. They got no additional videos after they came to a conclusion initially that lasted up until the preliminary hearing at the very least. That was relevant. So they didn't take any additional further steps once they changed their opinion or their mind. They changed their mind based on his testimony, obviously. But in 2023, under oath, this detective, who I think is a detective and a nice guy, said under oath that, yes, I did it in trouble. They didn't take any additional investigative steps after that, so it doesn't explain investigative steps. You made a ruling, Your Honor. What, your ruling, for what?
No, you're saying he didn't take any additional
There
investigation.
was nothing else, there was no videos to collect, you just said,
What's the next thing he did? After,
No, that, he's exactly making the point that I wanna make, which is, they did believe that was Terrell up until very recently.
Okay, so
They
what's
couldn't
the-
have gone back to go.
so what did Detective Flores then do, based on his belief that was relevant?
But he stopped collecting video at that point. He thought, okay, we have him here, that's him on the video, we don't need any more video past this.
So I guess the defense attorney is conceding that that is not in fact Raleigh, or are they claiming that that's him planting the shell casing?
Forward to piecing together other information, details from timestamps, that he now knows, oh, we didn't collect enough video, we should have collected more, because that could have captured.
I
it.
want
I've heard from both of you, here's the rule. It's, the offer of proof is fair game. You can ask the question, Mr. Tacopina, you can follow it up with, are you
Yeah, I mean the judge is the judge.
gonna cross-examine him, or is this Shannon? Say again?
yes.
Guess what?
Hey, wait. Takapina, why are you talking to the judge like this? What? Wait, what? I mean, what?
Proof is
I mean, today we started off well, okay? There was nothing crazy, there was no craziness, there was no yelling. I don't know, is Lewin in court? He's in court, but I guess he's hushing. But I don't like the way Takapina responded to the judge.
fair game. You can ask the question, Mr. Tacopina,
He's throwing a tantrum.
you can follow it up with, are you gonna cross-examine him, or is this Shannon? Say again?
Yes,
Guess what?
yes, I'm the person.
Oh, you are. All right, you can follow.
What on earth? He's not happy. Okay, so I suppose he's taking over because I don't know. I guess he's taking over because he's not happy.
Thanks.
All right, Detective,
Can I talk to him for 1 second?
John, I'd ask for.
You didn't say it was on that call.
What's going on? Don't argue,
all
folks.
right, Detective,
Can I talk to him for 1 second?
John, I'd ask for.
You didn't say it was on that call.
Okay, Taco Pina is definitely. I don't know. He's not happy.
Counsel, that I asked court for about 15 or 20 minutes
Who's
between
talking? Is it Lewin?
direct and cross 12.
fine,
I'm just letting you, Judge, I'm just letting you guys.
Fine.
I don't think we get into 12 today, okay? Because we have, we go to 4 minutes, right? I have at least an hour.
Oh, okay, I didn't know.
Yeah, I know based on where we are now.
all right. So after the detective is the firearms person?
Yes, we can be ready, Mom.
Is he, and he's your last people's witness?
Yes.
There's no way. How is that your last? Listen, these folks out here in California, they need to hire me as a consultant. Okay, they need to hire me as a consultant. I would have. How are they not picking up on that though? How are they not?
All right, so,
That won't.
Yeah. Anyways, let's move on.
we will get the defense case tomorrow.
Yeah, after that.
Sheesh, tomorrow. Ooh, I'm ready. I'm ready for ills, and I did not see this case taking, going beyond this week. I didn't see it. Maybe jury deliberations might take longer because I've been back and forth again. I've said that arguments can go either way. That's why this is a good case. Fever has also said the same thing, and Jerome has also changed position. So, yeesh, wow. What trial are we getting into after this one? Wow. I guess we might as well get to Karen Reed and, all her motions and stuff.
Yeah. A minute, Your Honor. Was I thought you made a
Thanks for hiring me, Brooklyn, but they could use some help because I see a loophole in the prosecution's case here. Good, bring your firearms expert or whatever. I like to cross my T's and dot my I's. I see an issue, but
ruling, and I changed my whole course at lunchtime, so now.
oh, now he's changing his question, his cross.
Wait a minute, Your Honor, because I thought you made a ruling, and I changed my whole course at lunchtime, so now I have to unchange my course, so give me a minute, please.
This man, is he breathing? He's not moved. He's not really moved. That's not right. So Taco Peanut had his questions prepped, which I like that. You guys know that I like pre-prepped question. I mean, you still need to know how to think on your feet, though, but help you stay on track. All right, let me look at this one last
Let me know when you're ready for this.
Hey,
How much longer do you have on your examination?
I
Just rough, you know,
I honestly think about an hour. I have this and then a search warrant and then, you know. I have this thing I want to talk to them about before we go back in pretty Jersey, so. We'll give you time. I just need a second.
Go ahead. This is understood the involves
I don't know, why do people turn against Taco Peanut today? This law and crime chat is not consistent. I guess it's good because it's a flip flopper, but I don't know. Wait, what is it going about? He's such a baby. He whines just as much as Lewin. Whine, whine, whine.
I've never read it.
Letting him hear.
Make you think I'm
That
not
makes
bad.
it, that feels
I'm
right.
not
Oh, yeah, right.
Dang, they're taking you to the judge's chamber and everything. They don't want him out there using, public. I mean, he's probably just gonna use the staff restroom.
It's the choice out there.
Yeah, but I see a serious loophole. Again, the prosecution, they might argue it, but I see a serious. I don't know. Let's see. We're gonna wait for the other. All right, let's see.
Yeah, I heard about it. Even who it was?
What is that?
No, I didn't see it, but I missed it by. No, who the lawyer was?
A lawyer did what? I love courtroom gossip. Hold on, we need to go back. Somebody did something. Let's see. There was a lawyer that.
Yeah, I heard about it.
And somebody heard about it.
I didn't he was sitting there. Even who it was? No, I didn't see it, but I missed it by. No, who the lawyer was? No, I think he's not a prosecutor.
Oh, so it's the judge and Lewin talking. There's a lawyer that did
You know
something.
who it was?
Yeah, that doesn't sound good.
I heard about that.
So 1X, here's what 1X is saying out here. He's saying that they are trying to discredit Raleigh, but cannot disprove the evidence. Guilty AF. What about? No, I'm not going to read the the rest of that. They're calling people names. Okay. Okay, so Detroit says that I guarantee Rocky and Raleigh, being childhood friends, they did plenty dirt together. That's what best friends do. Now Raleigh from the other side of the tracks. I don't know. I know. I think they probably should have ended. I mean, it's not for me to decide. I'm a nobody, frankly. But to me, it sounds like they should have ended the friendship sooner. And we would not be here. And to me, it just sounds toxic. Anyways, let me see. What time is it? Okay, so it's 4:57. I'll give you guys an hour, then I'm going to file my taxes. You guys know. I was nosy. Last night I was nosy though. I could not avoid last night because we had Mr. Wally up here and I don't know, Cross was juicy. So I might actually tonight. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say tonight because I'll come back around 9. I was gonna play Wally's part that I watched on my own today, but I mean there'll be further court proceedings. We'll see how we go about this. Okay, let's get into it now.
Let me see about something unrelated.
I take so many breaks. All right, let's get into it. I take a lot of breaks. All right. Come on. Dang, did they ever return? All right, somewhere around here. All right, come on. Let's see. Ellie said I guess Pinstripe might be back in fashion. I don't know. Shout out to Old Bag. Okay, and Brooklyn obviously hired me to join the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office.
Detective Seward is on stand, and Mr. Logan. Yes, very good.
So right before the break, I played you the video of an individual returning to that intersection at Vista Del Mar and Selma after the shooting. And we talked about up until when you collected that video, you initially believed that was Mr. Efron, correct?
Correct.
And the last question posed to you was, as you sit here today with the information that you know from his text messages, comparing his clothing, the timestamp on the text message, on the photograph, are you still of the opinion, or do you still believe that is Mr. Efron?
I do.
Okay. Yes. There was a video clip played while Mr. Efron was testifying, which was a portion of an interview that you conducted with him in, I believe it was, I want to get this wrong. One moment.
I cannot wait for this audio to come to an end. The microphones are. Is the man freezing? What's going on, sir?
So, it's from your interview with him on December 17th, 2021. Specifically on page 3, lines 14, 15, and 16, where Mr. Efron says to you, at this point you were showing him surveillance video, correct?
Correct.
And I believe, if you need to go back to the video to refresh your memory, we can, but I believe at that portion you were trying to queue up the video to show him. Does that sound accurate?
Correct.
And while he's sitting there, he says to you, and you see my girl, right? That was my girl I was with. You recall that?
Yes, I do.
At the moment that Mr. Efron said that, were there, what was displaying on the video that he was looking at, or was he even looking at video?
Is he gonna remember that?
I believe this is a secondary clip of the time period which we thought he had returned to pick up the casings, which was.
Yeah, it's a mess,
23,
Viva.
10 hours
But you
on the
were,
day of the 6th.
okay, you were there when he made those statements.
Correct.
I know, Fiva, you look incredibly young. I know you said you turn 30 next month, or 40, I'm sorry. You turn 40 next month. You look real, unless that's somebody else. But you look young in that photo.
Yes.
Did you receive that as him pointing out that that's my girl on the clip, or did you receive that as him asking you the question, do you see her on it?
I took it as, do you see her?
Not that he was specifically pointing something out.
Correct.
Okay.
That was good recovery. Again, the case is good because almost every fact can be, you can construct it for the defense or the prosecution.
Let's go back to the surveillance video. And I want to move on from this location number 2.
Now, I did not want to cover Lil Durk just because that case, I don't know, I have an interest in that. I mean, it's the Fed, so he's probably going. But maybe that's who we cover next.
Now continuing around with Del Mar to location number 3. Can you describe that location for the jury?
Yes, I think 3 and 4 were residential units that had cameras facing outward towards Vista Del Mar, in the portion kind of between the Bend and El Centro.
So I just want to clarify. You said number 4
I'm sorry.
was the loading dock, correct?
Yeah, 3 is, has the 2 angles towards Vista Del Mar, and 4 is facing El Centro.
Okay. So 3 was a private residence that had cameras, is that correct?
Correct.
Do you recall anything about the cameras, like where they were oriented, or?
They were oriented, pointed kind of at street level. It's an apartment.
You know what?
That's on the ground, so they were kind of facing out at kind of eye level, or from the window,
Onto Vista Del Mar.
onto Vista Del Mar,
Okay, and
from the inside.
let me pull up one of those camera angles.
Hey, you look young. I guess that's a compliment, Viva.
Your Honor, on People's 15, the second file is labeled 6200 Hollywood Boulevard Residence. And within that, there's 3 video files that are labeled, 3 files labeled camera 1, camera 2, camera 3. I'm going to focus on camera 2.
So what are we looking at?
The first video file in that folder is labeled 1A220214.
Yeah.
So, detective, I have this paused very early in the video. I can't honestly read the timestamp, but it's got to be very close to beginning, correct?
3 seconds.
Okay. All I want where this is paused is can you orient the jury to what we are looking at on this, from this camera?
Yes, this street in front of us is Vista Del Mar as it comes around the bend from Selma. So the street comes up, and this is the bend that leads to El Centro on the far left. The building across the street is part of 1616 Vista Del Mar that have the different angles being from Selma up through Vista Del Mar and then here on the bend on the way around.
And this camera specifically, camera 2 from this location that we're looking at, it has coverage that overlaps with one of the cameras on 1616 Vista Del Mar, correct?
Correct.
Last feature I want to ask, a couple features I want to ask about this. This camera, did it only capture video or did it also capture audio?
And also,
What?
There's like a bluish.
Pause. There's audio. Pause. 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 Okay. Let's get into it.
Inch to the video. Do you have any idea what that is?
I believe there were some lights that the
Filipina's out there calculating something.
owner or occupant had on the inside, kind of reflecting off the glass.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna fast
You back with these Harvard drawstring bag?
forward this to. Trying to get it to. Oh, actually, let me pull it down to the computer for you to see the timestamp. We started at 14:30 on the video player. And Your Honor, I believe with this video player, when it gets to the end of the clip, it will automatically start playing the next clip, which is 1A221716. If that makes sense. All right, I'm gonna start playing from here.
Oh, I guess you're going to be referring to the audio from the gunshot.
Okay, I'm gonna pause it right as it switches to the next clip. Detective, what did you hear in that short portion of the video that was played?
Two loud noises that to me appeared to be gunshots.
Followed.
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking. Probably 5 minutes before this, I was like, yeah, but they've talked about or they've distinguished between revolvers and semis, but I've not heard anybody identify, the sounds to be gunshots.
Why?
The sound of a horn after the first gunshot that set off like a vehicle alarm. That would be my best guess.
So when you say horn, you mean car alarm?
The car alarm.
Okay. Up to this point in the video, have you seen any people or any movement on the video itself?
No, not at the point of that the shots are heard.
Okay. I will continue to play it from here. Looks like it jumped away. Sorry. All right, Detective, I'm gonna pause it. Can you do me a favor and just read the timestamp?
The time in is 15 seconds.
Okay. And what have you seen on the video up to this point?
The sound of the appeared to me to be gunfire, followed by
I heard 2 gunshots and alarms, like vehicle alarms. I guess the gunshots terrified the cars or something. Something's going on.
two individuals coming from the area just south of this, which is coming up from Selma and coming around the corner here in front of the camera, seconds after.
And would you agree with me there's 2 people that are depicted on the screen right now?
Yes, one after the other.
And which one's the first one that appeared?
The one in the black hoodie.
And then the second person?
The second one appeared to have a red jacket.
And were those individuals consistent with the individuals you saw from the?
Thinking about the order of witnesses here. The prosecution basically sandwiched Raleigh in between the other witnesses because it's very clear he was going to be a hot mess. Oftentimes, sometimes, not a good way of speaking. But often the prosecution start with the complainant witness, okay? In this case, that would be Rocky. But it makes sense for him to be sandwiched between
people that don't have actual credibility issues.
The 1616 Vista Del Mar address?
Yes,
All right, and which direction are they walking towards?
they are walking north to east towards El Centro.
Towards El Centro.
Correct.
All right. All right.
A comment out here says that Rocky sent the lady in to play sick because some there people coughing.
All right, let's pause it there. Can you tell us the time on the video there?
Sure. It's 55 seconds in.
Okay, and that that last individual or the individual that we see on the screen where it's paused here, can you describe that individual?
Yes, it appears to be the last individual from the prior video off Vista Del Mar.
Skills.
The individual wearing a blue jacket and a blue hat.
Okay. And also,
Is it a blue jacket? I thought it was purple.
walking towards which street?
Again, he's walking northbound Vista Del Mar to eastbound Vista Del Mar towards El Centro.
Okay. All right, I'm going to read the second stipulation. Stipulation number 2, video surveillance from 6200 Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah, I cannot
at
see
private residence.
anything.
LAPD Detective James King downloaded.
Yeah, Brooklyn, according to my research, and obviously my research being AI and Google, prop guns do make noise. The only thing is, I don't know if from gun experts, I mean, they're going to bring a gun expert. So the gun expert, hopefully they've recorded this gun expert shooting some guns and a prop gun to distinguish between the sound. That would actually be good for the jury. But according to Google and AI, they make a sound, just a different type of sound. And I mean, for prop guns, that's probably generalizing. I'm talking specifically about a starter gun, okay? The one on your mark, get set, go.
Surveillance video with audio emailed from the homeowner of a residence at 6200 Hollywood Boulevard in Hollywood. The residence was located on Vista Del Mar Avenue, west of El Centro.
All right, so Fever answered that as well.
Video and audio were originally recorded between 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. on November 6, 2021. The surveillance video contained in People's Exhibit 15 is a true and correct copy of that video. The video, date, and timestamp are accurate as to actual time.
Should I stipulate that?
They're all signed stipulations, so do you used to agree on the record, or is it enough that it's a signed document?
Sure, I think the jury's entitled to it. Both sides stipulate that.
Yes.
Filipino, what's the problem?
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go back.
Dang, what's going on, Rocky? Hold
Now, so
on.
far, okay, I'm gonna go back.
Is he not sitting down anymore?
Okay, I'm gonna go back. People's 33.
I don't know. I think nerves are setting in. Because this does not even look like he's flat on his booty. He looks a little elevated. And I don't know why Takapina is far back out here, but I don't know. And again, everybody has a different style of practicing. But now that I think about it, I don't really see a lot of interactions between Takapina and A$AP Rocky, with the exception of when A$AP Rocky was soothing his attorney and patting him on the back after, he fought or argued with, or they squabbled after he squabbled with Lewin.
but I don't see a lot of interactions between them. It's kind of cold. I don't like that. I mean, I don't want you, hugging your, don't be out here hugging your client and everything, but there's just, there's nothing. There's nothing. And I mean, typically I prefer to listen to what a witness is saying, but I do look my client in the eye often. I don't touch people, but
Now, so far,
they're from New York, so it might be different. Might be different from, they might do things differently.
would you agree that those 3 individuals that we've been tracking have in general been following
All right.
the red arrows starting at 1 and working their way towards number 3?
Yes.
All right. And then
No, Brooklyn, I did not see this. I'm going to look it up now.
continued on that path on Vista Del Mar, they would get to El Centro, correct?
That's correct.
All right. And I want to go to location number 4. So that was, you said earlier, was a loading dock.
Correct.
What time is it? All right, we're good on time.
I'm going back to the folder in People's 15, Your Honor, labeled 6200 Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a shift. There's a shift in demeanor here.
Are, in parentheses, double
I may even put his glasses on so he can see clearly. It's a shift.
10 p.m. and playing the video file that starts with .ext loading dock. Detective, where's that pause on the timestamp? Can you see?
7 minutes, 24 seconds in.
Can you go back just a little? Yeah, keep that up.
All right, come on, folks.
Would you read the timestamp for us?
Yes, here on the lower left, it's 6 minutes, 39 seconds.
Okay, on the video player, correct?
Correct, on the video player here on the left corner.
Okay. Can you orient the jury, as this is paused, what the features of the video are?
Yes, so this is the loading dock, which is facing El Centro here, which is the main street in front of it.
Okay.
To the right is the street here, where the pointer is. That's Vista Del Mar, or Vista Del Mar meets El Centro. So these individuals are coming in off of Vista Del Mar.
Somebody out here is saying in the law and crime chat, they're saying that there isn't a prop gun because he used a real gun and he got rid of it.
Walking northbound, the street up from this location is Hollywood Boulevard, which would be north. So we're looking at a kind of a southerly direction. They are walking northbound.
Okay. And I will keep playing. I'll play, this is a short clip, I'll just play it from here.
Okay, hold on. That movement there, I don't know. I'm looking at gestures right now. I'm no body language expert. Okay, but I don't know.
I'll play, this is a short clip, I'll just play it from here.
Sheesh. I don't know why they left Ills though. I have questions. I have questions about these folks. I have questions about their loyalty. How do you leave your friend behind? I guess they can leave him behind because they knew Raleigh did not have a gun or a weapon, but still, How do you leave your friend behind?
All right. Would you tell me the timestamp where it's paused on the player?
Yes, lower left corner, it's 6 minutes, 54 seconds.
All right. I know there's a number of individuals on that video, but the two that walked from the direction of Vista Del Mar towards Hollywood Boulevard, can you describe them?
Yes, I mean, one of the individuals wearing a black hoodie with kind of a design on the hood. The other individuals wearing a kind of distinctly colored, kind of reddish jacket with black.
Yeah, but Brooklyn, I don't want to be used as a pawn in this political climate. Whatever, I mean, I think it's unsafe either way, regardless. It's unsafe, but I don't want to. I don't want to be collateral damage. I have nothing to do with them, folks. Fever, watch Rock. Who are you referring to? Are you referring, when you say these guys, are they really lawyers? Who are you referring to? And then Fever says in New York City, I think this case would have been a dismissal. Why do you think that? I don't think so. And then Fever says, but I don't something. Laws is different in certain states. I know for a fact my friend did some time for a broken gun 20 years ago. Wait, what? What? But if they find the original weapon, what happens? I don't know that they're going to find it. I'm telling you, everybody knew this was going to happen. Everybody knew what was going to happen. What are you referring to, Fever? I know something's going on in the future. Based on this chat, something is going on in the future. I know what's going on, but something's definitely going on in the future.
Let's start with the man that you described with the black hoodie. I'll mark my next figure here. 36.
Yeah, this man is not even sitting on his bottom anymore, or at least it doesn't look like it from here. Or maybe he was slumped over previously. I don't know what's going on. Something's going on. They keep saying embarrassing. Something's going on. Something about a nasty room.
With two still images from the surveillance video, side by side. Detective showing you these two still images. Do you recognize what you see here?
Yes,
Can you describe them to the jury?
yes, the photo on the left is a still from the parking surveillance camera or the incident. Hold on. You have water?
Yes, it
You want a,
Yeah, somebody in that courtroom has COVID. I hate to say it, but the first time I caught COVID was in the courtroom, and all that coughing, that just sounds like COVID. And then Sofiva says that's why they were there. Raleigh and Rocky could have handled this by themselves. Yeah, probably should not have, they should not have Ills and the other individual, they should have stayed home. And maybe they should have just had a phone conversation. But they should have left each other alone, parted ways, okay? So Rocky's lawyer and the DA, of course they did. In New York, there are certain states where you don't actually have to take the bar. You just have to go to law school. But at the time, New York is now UVA, okay? California is not UVA. What that means is there's a uniform bar exam. I think it's administered. I want to say the number is 37, but it's over 30 for sure. States where if you take the bar, you can transfer your score to another state without having to retake the bar. California is not one of those states. And at the time when Takapina took the bar in New York, he for sure, I'd like to believe, I don't know, he's much older than I am. But I'm trying to think, because isn't Takapina I looked him up, I think he's 59, he's almost 60, okay?
I would like to believe that at the time that he took the bar, uh, he had to take both the California and the New York bar. And at that time, New York was not UBE, so the bar was really difficult. It was incredibly difficult. And at the moment, California is still considered to be one of the most difficult bars to pass. So yes, they did go to they went to law school and they're real lawyers. They're real lawyers. Brooklyn says New York City, if this was a celebrity case, never ever can you get rid can you what? Never ever can you get off in such a case. The liberals basically have you. One thing about Brooklyn, Brooklyn's gonna let you know how much disdain he has for liberals, okay? Every time without fail. Um, Fever says, Rally and Rocky, we're gonna get into it. Okay, and everybody knew. I agree. I agree. I agree. And I mean, considering that they were gonna get into it, people should not have, fueled the fire because again, the Bari call, I don't know why, because I protect my friends. If I have a friend say some stuff about somebody I actually like, I just never tell them. There's no reason. Why would I do that? Yeah, that's for sure. COVID. There's no way around it. I know a COVID cough when I hear it. Baby.
You want a break?
Yeah, you do have to take the bar. I mean, you have to go to law school and then you have to take the bar. And that's not even the end. You have to go through character and fitness. So, I mean, most people do get admitted to the bar, but back in the day, they did not like communists. America did not like communists. So you still had to disclose whether you're a communist or not. And if you were, in fact, a communist, but you lied about it, then you're probably not going to get admitted. Sometimes folks that were people that have prior convictions, some people might run into issues, but that's not always the case because I know there are criminal defendants that have served time and upon release, they've gone on to become attorneys and even really good attorneys. So, yeah.
You think you're okay or you're okay?
I'm okay.
No, she is definitely not okay. She's not okay. She's not okay. Yeah, and now everybody else, they're, I don't know, clearing throats. So there's COVID somewhere in that courtroom. Yeah.
So you continue the answer? Or we still want to?
I mean,
Fine.
okay, yeah, go ahead.
I guess this is different though, because I would have thought that celebrities, I guess they don't always have bodyguards. Do they only have bodyguards for events? Because to me, the way this played out was, I don't know. Like, what is ASAP Rocky doing on the street with his two friends and either an actual firearm or a prop gun? It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. Here's your number one.
Your number one is problems.
Yeah, the photo on the left is a still from the first surveillance camera located at the parking block entrance.
I don't know. Afifa's actually really funny. That's funny.
And the second is off the still off the camera from the loading dock on Central. So one on Argyle.
America cannot stand communists and socialists. So they want to know if you're a communist, if you support China or not.
One on
Or Cuba and everybody else.
kind of the start and the end of where we kind of started capturing video.
Yeah,
Kind of
this is not okay.
video.
Okay. And Your Honor, I'm going to make 36, if I can go back, make it a 2-page document. So I'll make this first page that we just talked about, that I was referring to as 36, I'll make that 36A.
He has some really clean hands, like the hands, the nails, everything's clean.
And the second page will be 36B. With the court's permission.
Yes.
36B, I would describe it for the record as Similar to 36A, it's two still images from the surveillance video side by side, just displaying different features of the clothing on the left-hand side photograph. All right, Detective, do you recognize what you see here?
Yes, I
Can
do.
you describe it for the viewers?
Again, the first photograph is from the still from the parking entrance on Argyle, where the incident began. The second one is from the loading dock off of Central. Just looking at the similarities from my point of view, where obviously the design, specific design on the sweater, specifically the chest area between the first camera on Argyle and the second camera off the Central.
Okay. I'm going to mark two more exhibits, 37 and 38. They are similar to 36, Your Honor, but 37 has side-by-side photographs depicting the man in the red jacket, and 38 has side-by-side photographs depicting the man in the blue jacket. All right, Detective, showing you equals 37. Do you recognize what you see here?
Yeah, yes.
Can you describe?
If the man has security, why is he in the street? What is he doing? What was he doing on the street trying to have a confrontation with a childhood friend?
We'll just describe this for the jury, if you would.
Again, one's a screen capture from the surveillance camera off the Argyle, the parking lot entrance. The second one is a screen capture image from the loading dock entrance off of El Centro. Specifically looking at the red box that's outlined, where it is a kind of the right shoulder area.
He was funny.
Individual off the second image off of Central.
Okay. And lastly, equals 38.
Oh, this is what I wanted to look at. I wanted to take a closer look at Il's face. I don't know. He looks unscathed to me, but maybe it swells later after the fact. I don't know.
See there?
Yes.
And what's that?
Yeah, one photograph is from the camera off the parking lot entrance on Argyle. The second.
Oh, okay. So this is before the body shield action.
Capture is off of one of the cameras on Christopher Lamar. I believe this is right off the turn, headed towards El Centro.
Thank you, Fever.
And specifically between both photographs, I can see that it's the same individual.
What do you mean,
The hat, the clothing, a lot of similarities that would give me my opinion would be that it's the same individual.
No, I guess that is blue. I thought it was purple. Dang, they're copying in there. Whoever's coughing right now does not believe in COVID.
As the
If Fever's coming out here with a message from the Illuminati, I don't know, Fever. I don't know.
detective assigned to this case, or as the handling detective, were you aware of when the defendant, the man seated at the counsel's table with the back?
Yeah, Fever's going to be in disbelief for the next, 5 months. Every time he thinks about this trial, that's what's going to stick with him.
Was arrested in this case.
Yes.
Wait,
What
what's the
case
question?
did of when the defendant, the handling detective, were you aware of when the defendant, the man seated at the counsel's table with the jacket on, was arrested in this case?
Yes.
What date was that?
It was April 20th.
I know somebody else is talking about his bedroom. People are talking. This is probably the second or third comment that I've seen about his bedroom.
2022.
And where specifically was he when that arrest?
That was at LAX,
The-
Los Angeles Airport.
Okay. That same day, did you search any locations?
Yes, we conducted a search pursuant to a search warrant of his residence.
Okay. And we have
What I did not consider is what are the lesser included offenses for the charges he's facing.
agreed to refer to that residence as his West Hollywood home. So we would not state the address, please.
You know that.
In order to conduct that search, did you obtain a
Yeah,
search warrant?
Benji,
Yes, we did.
Benji said the folks are sick in that courtroom. They are sick. Yeah, there's something going on. There's something contagious in the air.
And were you personally present when his West Hollywood home was searched on April 20th, 2022?
Yes, I was there. I was present.
What took them so long though?
Would it be fair to describe that house as a relatively large house?
Yes.
How, in general, was the search of that house conducted?
It was conducted with a team of officers and detectives that assisted search, securing the location primarily first, and then going through each room and area systematically looking for specific items that we were searching for related to this case.
And when you say there was a team of people, did you kind of
Yeah,
split?
that is the biggest problem. The delay in, executing the search warrant. There's no way you're gonna find a gun in 8 months. Not even that night. I mean, maybe they stood a better chance of finding a gun or a prop gun or whatever it is that night. But 8 months after the fact, come on now.
Split up the room so that one part of the team would search one room and another part would search another room?
Correct.
When anything of significance was located, what would be your involvement?
Yeah, Brooklyn, juror number one, she's committed. Okay, she's taking this job very seriously. Hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully, she's an alternate so she can go home and rest while everybody else is deliberating.
I was called over and the item was pointed out, and I was given information as far as what condition it was in or where it was originally seen.
During the search of his residence, were you alerted to multiple firearm-related items that were found in his house?
Yes, including things we were looking for and other things that we weren't, but anything substantial that they wanted me to look at, I went there and looked at. It wasn't necessarily everything that we seized.
I don't know. That prop gun defense would have made more sense if all he had were like Nerf guns and I don't know BB guns and I guess starter pistols.
But would it have been everything firearm-related?
Yes,
And if you can narrow it down to one room in the house, what room was the firearm-related evidence observed in?
it was what I would kind of describe as the master bedroom of the house belonging to Mr. Myers.
Okay. Did
Yeah,
you observe any firearm-related
That's a
evidence
delay.
in any other rooms in the house?
No.
Let's start with the actual firearms. Did you observe any actual guns in his house?
Yes,
How many?
3.
And if you can describe for the jury, how can you distinguish between the three of them or describe them each in a unique way?
Yes.
I know somebody out here saying that Rocky's lawyer admitted they're cooked. So I don't know. Something is happening in the future, folks. So everybody's going to have to come back tonight or just watch the replay. I mean, we still have a little bit of time. I plan on, I know I said 6. I plan on going until 6:30 because I'm so nosy. All right, let's go.
One I would describe as a rifle, another as a shotgun, another as a handgun,
Wait, what?
another as a...
Describe them each in a unique way.
Yes. One I would describe as a rifle,
Rifle,
another as a shotgun, another as a handgun.
handgun. I don't know. Somebody's saying Rocky's lawyer told him to take the 180 days. I don't know. Something's going on.
Okay.
Then apparently some folks are tripping on, bunk acid. So I don't know, something's going on. Something is going on. So I don't know how to get to the future, but we need to get through everything. Something is definitely going on. Okay, what are we watching?
There are 6 pages. If they may be marked as People's 39.
Yeah, I would have liked to see more interaction between Takapina and again, when I tell you guys there's a difference between public defenders and criminal defense attorneys, there is a difference, okay? I guess not all public, shout out to all public defenders though, but not all public defenders are built the same. But during my public defender days, I'd be staring at my client, trying to make sure he's good. They're just, I don't know, according to body language experts, his legs are one direction. He's looking forward. Just cold.
A through F.
What do you mean, Brooklyn? Do they reside in different rooms? Fever says, yeah, they found guns in the home. They found guns in the home. But if it's illegal, you can have them in your household. This laws in different states is tricky. The problem is not that he is licensed to carry and that he has, the problem is not that he's licensed to carry and that it's legal for him to own guns. The real problem here is the starter pistol. So the prosecution is offering this evidence or testimony to show that this man possessed an actual gun and not the starter pistol defense that they're claiming. What did you give him?
Let's start with People's 39A. Do you recognize the area that's depicted in this photograph?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so somebody out here says that Rocky's gonna walk out a free man and everybody's gonna be a Rocky fan suddenly, and Rally's gonna cry to his OnlyFans account. What? Okay, I don't know.
That is the angle.
What did they take this photograph with? A microwave? What's going on? This was 2021, people.
Master bedroom, facing the bed.
Okay. Would you agree with this be the same room
You must have too many clothes or you need closet space or something.
that you've been talking about where the firearms were specifically located?
Correct.
All right, you go to 39B. Do you recognize it?
Is that toilet paper? Yes, toilet paper and air freshener. Okay. Then here's Jergens. Let's see. Hold on. Let's zoom in. I know what this is. Is that an ashtray? That's on. I mean, he uses Jergens. Very good. Some type of drink. Oh no. Is that okay? Some lighters. What else do you have? I don't know what this is. Oh, okay. That man has toilet paper.
You see here?
Okay.
That's a side table
Oh no, that doesn't. I don't know. Let's move on.
facing to the bed.
Okay. There's an item with a red rectangle around it. just above that side table, can you make out that item?
Yes,
What is that?
it's a handgun.
And would that be the handgun?
No, no, a man with handguns lying around, and you want me to believe that he suddenly had a starter pistol. I don't know.
We're describing earlier?
Yeah, I described it as a
I
handgun.
guess we're gonna have to wait for Cross to see what Takapina is able to elicit.
Large caliber handgun.
All right, before we move on, there's another set of boxes.
People say some public defenders just want you to plead guilty. I think same applies for, the defense attorneys. And again, it depends on what the offer is. It's not about the other stuff they found. It's about what they're actually looking for. Correct. We have a prosecutor and here's the moderator. Brooklyn, what are you talking about? And then Brooklyn said, that doesn't look posh to him. Our people live regular. Yeah, no, I'm like, they definitely do have a microwave showing because I don't know what on earth is going on, but something's going on. Something's always.
There are items at the lower left-hand corner with another red rectangle around them. What's that?
Correct. I believe that was the.
How did you expect this man to live, Brooklyn? Did you think, he's a celebrity, he has money. He's a regular person. After all, what's this? What are these drinks? Oh, so these are Tic Tacs. I knew that looked kind of familiar. Trying to get in here. What's this? I don't know. CAT something. Okay.
Case where the rifle and.
There's a lot of logic though.
Okay.
Carrying case.
Let's start with the handgun. That item, would you agree, it was directly behind, essentially like the headboard of the bed?
2021, were the children living in this house or not? I don't even know. How old are his kids? I have no idea. Maybe there were no kids at the time.
Yes, kind of behind the bed.
All right. I'll show you 39C. Do you recognize what you see there?
Yes,
What is that?
that's the handgun. Again, I've described it as a large caliber handgun.
Just a close-up of the same gun that you just pointed out.
Correct.
Okay.
Fancy shampoo.
I believe it's a 44 caliber
Brooklyn
handgun.
something else.
Are you positive that it was not a 9mm?
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe he, again, he might be more concerned with the civil suit as opposed to this case. And now, as I was thinking about it, really was a hot mess on the stand. He was. Anyways, let's move on.
Did you inspect the gun?
I saw it where it was, and as the detectives that found it located the key to me, I don't recall picking it up and handling it myself.
Did you inspect it enough to determine whether or not it was a real gun?
Yes.
Was it a real gun?
Yes,
Do you know whether or not it was loaded?
I do not know.
Is that a revolver or a semi-automatic?
That's a semi-automatic.
And is there a magazine for that handgun?
Yes.
Is it loaded? Is it shoved up inside of the?
I don't know. I had concerns. I did have concerns about the prosecution's case, but now I'm just like, sheesh. Yeah, that man keeps Tic Tacs and that Jergens. He does not want ashy hands. He definitely, Rocky is not the type to have ashy hands. I don't see that for him.
Rick?
From this angle, it looks like there is a magazine seated in the weapon.
Okay. All right. I'm going to move back over to People's 39D and focus on the items at the bottom left-hand corner. And for that, I'm going to display People's 39D. Do you recognize what you see there?
Yes.
What's going on?
Better angle.
Zoom in,
the same outside
cameraman.
boxes, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Go to 30.
Why is he not zooming in? I want to see what's out there. Hold on. See what's on the little nightstand. I don't know. This looks quite fancy though. I think is it still the same? I think it's just a different angle because I see that air freshener. Or maybe he has a
The
boatload of
same
professionals.
outside boxes, correct?
Correct.
Okay, go to 39E. What do you see there?
Yes, that's where you see the one case that's been opened. You can see inside, I believe that is the rifle.
And when you say that, it's closer to the bottom of the page, because there's 2 boxes here, correct?
Correct, 2 boxes. So I'm looking at the lower box here, specifically, it's kind of cracked open and you can see the inside. And I can see the bottom end of the,
I wonder how they do it in California as far as the order of closing argument. Does defense go first and then prosecution, or is it prosecution, defense, and then prosecution?
I believe is the rifle.
And did you inspect that gun close enough to know if it was a real gun or a fake gun?
Correct, yes.
And what was it?
It's a real gun.
And does that gun fire 9mm ammunition?
It does.
Okay. And then lastly, 39F. Do you recognize what you see there?
Yes, here on the right.
Clean
So
though.
both cases are now open. The case on the right specifically, I can see the outline of the shotgun, also in addition to,
I can tell his house smells good because he has that, what is it called? The wick? Is it wick or wicks or whatever the brand is?
the shotgun shells and the carrier of the stock.
Let's see if I can get the glare off there. It's kind of hard to see. Better. The shotgun you described as being on the right hand side, correct?
Correct. Shotguns here on the right, the rifles on the left, and that's cases.
Got it.
Oh, okay, I see.
And
see
with
fever.
the shotgun specifically, did you inspect it close enough to tell if it was a real gun or a fake gun?
Yes,
And what was
it's
it?
a real gun.
Okay. Will that gun shoot 9mm ammunition, the shotgun?
No,
Jeez.
Did you collect any of those guns?
no,
Or not?
they weren't part of what we were looking for pursuant to the search warrant.
Wait, what?
Or not?
They weren't part of what we were looking for pursuant to the search warrant.
And was that
Yeah, so they're good. Some folks would have just taken everything.
specifically 9mm caliber handgun?
9mm caliber weapons or the evidence of possession, purchase, anything related to a 9mm, specifically 9mm handgun.
Okay. Those 3 guns in that location, would that be where they were when you first observed them?
Yes,
In close proximity to the bed in the master bedroom?
yes.
Okay.
I know. So I guess when when Raleigh and the other person get on the stand, the prosecution can ask them if that's A$AP Rocky's bedroom.
In addition to the 3 guns that we just talked about, was there any other firearm-related evidence that you were alerted to in his home?
Yes,
What was that?
a magazine, a 9mm magazine for a Glock 23.
But why would anybody leave a magazine behind and take the actual firearm? I don't know.
Collected from a box in the master bedroom closet.
Now, I'm gonna mark 2 more photos to 40A and B.
I'm looking a little calm though. He's laid back, relaxed. I know you guys are probably sick of me saying this. I hate the fact that there's no real interaction between these two. I want to see, like, everybody at the table is cold. I want to see some actual interaction.
All right.
The reason for that is because the jury is often, they're judging everybody at this point.
I'm going to show you, start with people's 40A. Do you recognize what you see there?
Yes,
And just to orient the jurors, This white object on the left lower right corner, would that be the bed?
Yeah, he has way too many clothes. Too many clothes, too many shoes. He should have turned the whole place into a closet and, section off a place for a bedroom and, I don't know, I guess his smoking section. But this just looks, I mean, it's clean. It's clean. It's for sure clean. But where's the bedroom part
Yes,
of
this
it?
is the headboard view, the headboard looking towards the foot of the bed. On the right is the kind of walk-in closet. On the left is the kind of walk-in master suite bathroom. And then there's a sliding glass door here on the far left leading out to kind of a balcony.
Okay. Lastly, I'll go to part B. Do you recognize what you see there?
Yes.
What's in here? Hold on. What's all this other stuff?
And what is that?
That's a box containing ammunition, magazines for a rifle, and specifically it's a rifle.
Thank you.
Sorry. And in the center here, there's the magazine that was recovered containing live ammunition, specifically 9mm ammunition.
Okay.
In that photograph, underneath the magazines, it looks like there are a number of boxes. What are those boxes?
The boxes underneath are ammunition that was consistent with the rifle.
I don't know, Brooklyn. I don't know. I guess you need 3. I have no idea. Somebody that actually owns firearms would have to answer that one. I have no idea. Okay. Yeah, to me, Afiva, leaving the magazine, that doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, that doesn't. I'm like, if you're getting rid of stuff, get rid of everything.
That was in one of the cases.
Were any of those boxes consistent with 9mm ammunition?
No.
You said that magazine was for a 9mm handgun, correct?
Correct.
Smaller one?
Yeah, Takapina, and I mean, he's a little bulldog, but Takapina and Rock, I would like to think that after you've paid your attorney a lump sum, a significant amount of money, I'd like to think that they'll be out there, at least crack a joke or something, like do something, turn into a comedian. And I was thinking after the fact, today, I was wondering why Takapina would bring in that audio recording. Again, to me, I would not have brought that in. But I mean, if your client's paying you this much money and he recorded it, I guess you kind of really have no choice. Not he recorded it, but he got it from Wally. Anyways, let's move on. I'm going back in time.
Yes, I believe it's a Glock 43.
And was that 9mm magazine collected along with the ammunition that was loaded inside?
Yes, it was.
I have 2 envelopes here, Your Honor. In agreement with the defense, they are inner envelopes that were taken out of a larger outer envelope. Another item that was in the outer envelope is not being used, so the returns is detected. We were just using the inner envelopes.
So that's part of 32? Or do you want to mark it separate?
I think I want to mark it separately, Your Honor, and I'll mark each of the envelopes separately just so we don't get them confused.
Everybody's calm. I like it.
I'll mark the magazines for one. And I'll mark the ammunition as 42. These envelopes were open as the jurors will walk in, Your Honor, so they are previously open. Detective, I'll approach first with.
How much longer does it have on the rig?
41.
think they take some serious breaks out there in California.
41, do you recognize that object?
Yes,
And what is that?
that's the magazine that you're covered, showing
Brooklyn is a question or a PSA.
photograph on the screen.
In the master bedroom closet?
Correct.
Okay. Can you describe what that object is, or tell us the features of it? What's the brand of that object?
It's a Glock brand magazine, which has a capacity of 6
Why are you handling evidence without gloves on? What's going on, people?
rounds that can be loaded. And a semi-automatic firearm, the rounds are loaded into the magazine. As you press them down, they're loaded to capacity. And then once the magazine is filled to whatever ammunition is available or to capacity, it's then seated inside of the weapon. The weapon is then charged to chamber around into.
I've said this before, but police officers usually make good prosecution witnesses. Not too many problems, not too many prompts, so they're just testifying.
Chamber makes the gun ready at that time.
Okay. And you specifically said this was for a Glock, correct?
Glock 43.
Okay. 9mm.
Brooklyn, I don't think there's anybody out here. There's anybody out here, or maybe there are some folks. They might be hiding. Okay, I changed this to subscriber mode only, and it takes you actually have to watch for 10 minutes before you can comment.
And then People's 42 has, you want to count how many there are there?
There's 6 live rounds of ammunition for all 9mm.
Are they all the same make and model? Yeah.
All right, Mr. Expert. You might have to taste them, chew on them a little bit to see. Are they?
Yes.
And what caliber are they?
9mm.
And what's the brand?
Same Luger.
SIG, S-I-G, Luger, L-U-G-E-R. Okay. I'll put one of these on the screen.
All right, Detective Flores.
First time I put up People's 41, that's a magazine, correct?
Correct.
And then next to it, I'll put one of the items from People's 42. That's the unfired bullet, correct?
Correct. That's a live round of 9mm.
Okay. And then on the bottom is where it says SIG 9mm Luger, correct?
Correct.
I'm gonna put that back in envelope number 42, and I'll put the magazine back in envelope 41.
Yeah, Benji, he should have given it, a sniff test or something. Benji said this is good. Thank you, Benji. Benji gets my sense of humor.
Did you observe any guns in the defendant's home which would accept or utilize the magazine that marked as People's 41?
No. None that I found, none that were.
The prosecution is claiming that it was a semi-automatic firearm.
Pointed out to or identified by anybody else in the search sheet.
But obviously, the defense says it's a starter pistol. Okay. What's the question?
You observed any guns in the defendant's home which would accept or utilize the magazine that marked as People's 41?
No,
That's a good question.
none that I found, none that were pointed out to me or identified by anybody else in the search team.
In your experience owning firearms, specifically with semi-automatic firearms, is it common that if you own a gun, you may possess multiple magazines for that firearm?
Yes, my experience, anytime I purchased a gun, semi-automatic specifically, it's come with more than just one magazine.
Wow. Got it. Because FIBA, remember, I was wondering why somebody would leave a magazine behind. But according to, I almost said Dr. Flores, Detective Flores, what this is basically signaling to the, to what is this? To the jury is that, sure enough, he may have gotten rid of the gun and that gun had a magazine. This is just a spare. Okay. The more you know.
Firearm?
Yes, my experience, anytime I purchased a gun, semi-automatic specifically, it's come with more than just one magazine.
Wow. Judge Arnold, Judge Arnold is looking at the clock and everything. He's trying to rush this man. Okay. Okay.
Based on your experience in law enforcement and with gun ownership specifically, are you aware of any purpose why someone would possess a single handgun magazine without also possessing a gun capable of accepting
Objection or close speculation.
Sustain.
Yeah. I think make that argument.
During the entirety of the search at the defendant's home, did you personally observe any fake guns, prop guns, or starter guns?
I did not, and nothing to that description was pointed out to me or identified during the search.
During the search, did you observe any ammunition or a prop gun, a fake gun, or a starter gun?
No, I did not, and along the same lines, nothing was identified to me by any other member of the search team.
Okay, it's going to Lewin. Lewin serves a purpose. Again, he's a little annoying. Are you done?
When it related to this case, were you first made aware that there was an allegation that the gun used at the scene was a prop gun,
Objection, objection, objection.
a fake gun, or a starter pistol?
Objection.
Hold on.
He was made aware.
Overruled.
Yeah, judge is always yelling. Like, he's a sweet judge, but judge, come on now, judge. He's like, what? And I cannot believe Prentice was trying to tell me as an attorney the purpose of why Takapina's objecting. I thought about that yesterday. I'm like, what, do you not know? You must not know who you're talking to. But in any event, so Takapina can see something you're
A
not.
fake gun, or a starter pistol?
Objection.
Hold on.
He was made aware.
Overruled.
Dang, judge.
You can answer, Detective. So when related to this investigation was the first time that you were made aware the allegation that the gun used at the
So this is the same question they asked. I don't remember who. Yeah, the judge is tired. The judge is tired, but this case is coming to an end, which is good. For the prosecution, again, I thought this was nicely done in terms of this question, because this question could not, the prosecution was barred from bringing out the prop gun defense during opening, but they decided to ask, I think it was Raleigh that they actually asked. So this is the second witness that they're, bringing the defense to, because I thought that they were just going to basically wait for closing to make that argument, but
the scene was a prop gun, a fake gun, or a starter pistol?
I believe it was last Monday, which was the 20. I have to look at my calendar. But it was Monday when you called to let me know, and I was made aware that that was what was
Okay, when you say the Monday, would it have been,
What's up, Laugh? How's it going?
around when jury selection started in this case, or was there already evidence being presented?
That was when, this right during jury selection.
Okay, around the 20th, would that sound about right to you?
Yes,
Of January?
right,
And we're talking about 2025.
2021.
I don't have anything else.
Let's go to the judge. The judge is like, oh, finally. The judge is glad. The judge is glad. The judge is glad it's
And
over.
we're talking about 2025.
2021.
I don't have anything else.
This would probably be a good time to take a break. All right, folks, the clock has been adjusted,
Why do these people have to take so many breaks? Like, what are you taking breaks for?
so the clock is now accurate. So let's break until 5 minutes to 3.
Okay, so during cross, I guess some folks are saying that the officer, he looks. Never mind. I read that incorrectly. I'm not. We don't malign people over here.
Which time we will resume. Please don't discuss the case amongst yourselves. If you give them the ladder, and you place the battery.
All right. I don't know how long the break was for. Let's see. How long was the break? They take some serious breaks out there. They never came back? Is court still ongoing, or because it seems like if it's stop it there. Are proceedings still ongoing or not? Let me find out. Because if all we have 10 minutes, it might be 30 minutes. Okay, no, Takapina still on the stand. Okay, folks, under these circumstances, this is much later than I planned, but I'm pausing over here. I'll be back. What time is it now? 6 something. 7, 8. I'll be back. Let's see, because I was gonna go, what time is it in California? Let's see. Hold on. Current time in California. Dang, it's only 3:13. That's crazy. Okay, so it's only 3:13 in California right now. I do not know if I don't know if they're going to. What time is court ending? Do they stop around 4:30, or how does it go? Because I'm trying to figure out what time to come back. What time? Okay, Brooklyn said lift off. Eva said, let me check. Okay, so Laf is still at work until 9:30. Where do you work, Laf? Like, what time do you go to work? Do you work 12-hour shifts? What's going on? You must have that money. That girl makes that money. All right, so let's do this. I will be back at 9 p.m. 9 p.m. Eastern time. We get started with Takapina's cross-examination, and we take it from there. That way, we're not leaving it, we don't have to stop in between. So yeah, I'll be back 9 p.m. Eastern time. Look at Benji. Benji's out here supporting me. Yeah. All right, folks. It's been great. All right. It has been great. It has been great. Okay. So 9 p.m. Eastern time. That's when I come back. I think Jerome will be here as well. I'll schedule it now, and then you guys know, 9 p.m. So this is going to give me time to get my things in order, for Zeta to take a bath, and for me to, do some other stuff. Okay. Dang. So Love actually works. Love, you work? Okay. And one off day. Okay. All right. Love has that money, baby. She has that money. All right. It's been, I guess I need to have some type of outro. I don't have that right now, so I'm just going to say bye. I'll be back at 9 p.m. Eastern time, okay?